Hello aviators, this is Captain Akansha and today we are going to talk about meteorology. So this is basically the series of meteorology, and in today's video we are going to cover atmosphere, the first chapter of meteorology. So let's get started. So the first question comes up in our mind is, what is meteorology, right? So in this subject what we are going to study. So meteorology is the study of Earth's atmosphere and all the physical process occur into it. For example, cloud formation, precipitation, or a rainbow formation, all these things. So how these things are working. So study of this environment, basically atmosphere and all the process, is meteorology. Then the question comes up, why this is important to study meteorology for pilots. So the answer is, as we all know, atmosphere is the medium in which our aircraft is going to fly, right? And apart from that, being a pilot, if you know what are the conditions exist along your route, or what are the process involved, for example how the cloud forms and what are the conditions which are needed for cloud formation. So by knowing all these things, you can predict what kind of weather basically you are going to encounter along your route. So this is why it's very important for pilot to know the weather conditions and atmosphere environment. So it's very important for pilot to study meteorology. Okay, then the question comes up, what is atmosphere? This is the earth, okay, and then you will find that around earth there is an envelope which has surrounded the earth, basically cushion like stuff which has surrounded the earth. Okay, so this is our earth and this is the envelope, just like a balloon who has surrounded the earth. So this envelope of gases, so in this you will find different kind of gases are there. These are the gases. So in definition form, what you can say, this is the atmosphere basically which has surrounded the earth. So you can say an envelope of gases which has surrounded the earth is our atmosphere, right? Now the question comes up, why this has surrounded the earth and it is attached to the basically very nearby to earth, surrounded the earth. Why doesn't it molecules don't go up? Why this envelope doesn't go up? Why it has surrounded the earth? So the answer of it is gravitation. So because of the force of gravity of earth, these molecules feels a force towards the earth, and because of which this atmosphere is feel a force towards the earth and it surrounds the earth. Okay, then if I talk about the extension of atmosphere, how long it is extended. So from earth till 800 kilometer it is extended. So although it is extended beyond that as well, but theoretically we say from ground to 800 kilometer our atmosphere extends. Now these 800 kilometer atmosphere has been divided into two parts, that is homosphere and heterosphere. Okay, so now before going forward we will see what is homosphere, what is heterosphere. So let's assume these are two boxes and molecules are there. Okay, so if all the molecules are uniformly distributed and they are uniform in size, everything, then it is called as homogeneous mixture or homogeneous gas, whatever. Then there comes this one where at one place it is more concentrated, other place it's less concentrated, then the size is even different. So if the molecules are not uniformly distributed and at the same time they are not uniform in characteristic size, shape, everything, then these mixture of gases which is not uniform is known as heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture, or it is homogeneous. So it is said that from ground to 80 kilometer except ozone. So from ground to 80 kilometer except ozone it's a homosphere, and from 80 to 800 it's a heterosphere. Next question is constituents of the atmosphere. Okay, we got it that this is the earth and this is the atmosphere, molecules are there, but these molecules are different, right? These molecules are made up of different elements. So what are those elements? So those elements are nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide and other elements as well, but these are the main ones. So we will see first the main ones, and then we will go about the traces. So all the gases are there, including this and all the other, but these are the important from exam point of view, like DGCA exam point of view. These gases are important to know the percentage of these gas. So nitrogen will be 78%, oxygen will be 20.905%, and then argon will be 0.93%, and carbon dioxide will be 0.03%. So these are the important one. These are DGCA question as well. And apart from these gases, there are other traces of elements as well, which is, there is no need to learn it, but just go through it. So it's like neon, helium, krypton, xenon, hydrogen, methane, iodine, ozone, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide. So apart from these, other gases are also there. So these are the ones, and there is one more, that is water vapor. So there will be question even in the exam or in the book, like what is the most important element of atmosphere, and then you need to answer will be water vapor. Water vapor is the most important element of the atmosphere. So remember that. Then apart from that, the other important question will be, okay, what is the ratio of nitrogen and oxygen? What is the ratio of these two? So nitrogen and oxygen ratio by volume is 4:1, and nitrogen and oxygen ratio by weight, it's a 3:1. This you need to remember. Generally what happens, a lot of students tell me this, they used to forget it or get confused. It will be 4:1 or 1:4. By volume it will be 3:1 or 4:1, like that. So this is my trick. I remember, I made this to remember it. So if you will see in alphabet, so it goes like M, N, O, P. Okay, so first write, so NO. Okay, so always it will be N:0, because if you will do O:0N, then this will change to 4:1 to 1:4. So don't remember one, and then you can convert according to question. You can convert it into other one, but remember that it will be N:0. Okay, so in both, by volume, by weight, it will be N:0. Now the question is by volume or by weight. So you write by volume and by weight. Now we know, in short form, of course in casually we write weight as WT and volume as VOL. So because it has 3 alphabet, so it will be bigger one, that is 4:1, and it has small less number of alphabet, that is 2 alphabet. So we will remember it's 3:1. So in this way, if you can write these two, then of course whatever question they ask you, O:0N, oxygen ratio, nitrogen by weight, you can say 1:3. So by this, if you can write these two, then you can change it. So this is also the most asked question in DGCA exam. Then we will see properties of Earth's atmosphere. What are the properties or a specialty of atmosphere? So it says, if this is the Earth and this is the atmosphere, in that case you will see there will be variation. Either you move horizontally or you move vertically in the atmosphere. This is the atmosphere, right? This part is atmosphere. So if you either move horizontally or move vertically, you will find there is a variation in certain element, and those elements are, there will be variation in horizontally and vertically in pressure. So whatever pressure here, let's say pressure is 2 hectopascal, here it will be 5 hectopascal. It could increase or decrease, whatever. And here it's, let's say 2 hectopascal, 1 hectopascal, like that. So you will see it's not like that whatever pressure is here, you will find the same pressure over here. It's not like that. You will see the variation in pressure when you move horizontally or vertically. And similarly, you will see in other element as well, that is temperature, density, humidity. So we are going to cover these topics in detail in upcoming videos. Okay, so that's the thing. And apart from that, there is one thing, that is lapse rate. So these things are there. This is the first thing. Then second thing, lapse rate. What is lapse rate? So it says that in our atmosphere, with increasing height, our temperature decreases. So as we go up, here let's say it's 10 degrees Celsius. If you will go up, it's 5 degrees Celsius. So the rate at which our temperature decreases with increase in height. That rate of decreasing temperature with height is known as lapse rate. Okay. So what is the value of it? So according to ICAO standard atmosphere, it says 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer or 1.98 degrees Celsius per 1000 feet, or sometimes we roughly call it 1.98, we say 2 degrees Celsius per 1000 feet as well, but to be precise it's better to say 1.98 degrees Celsius per 1000 feet. Now in exam you will find some tricky question in terms of like this 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer, we can write it as 1000 meter, right? 1 kilometer as. So it's like that. So they will ask you in 100 meter how, like, what's the value. So if I talk about 100 meter, then it will be 1.65 degrees Celsius per 100 meter, right? So in this way they can ask you. So if the option is this is also correct, this is also correct. So that is the thing. Then apart from that, there is one more topic, that is inversion. So that is completely opposite of lapse rate. In lapse rate, what is happening? Temperature is decreasing with increase of height. But in inversion, what is happening? Temperature is increasing with increase of height. So the rate at which temperature is increasing with increase of height, that is known as inversion, right? So third point we can say inversion. And the other characteristics are, our atmosphere is poor conductor of heat and electricity. So it is not like that if there is any electricity over here, it will transfer to via atmosphere to other place. No. So atmosphere is poor conductor of heat and electricity. That is the first thing. And apart from that, the last one is, our atmosphere is incompressible and expandable. What does that mean? It's not like that due to any compression and all, atmosphere is like this and it will get compressed to this thing. No, this will not happen. This atmosphere will not get compressed. Okay, so it is compressible and expandable. So these are the characteristics about the atmosphere, what is happening there and how it works and all that thing. Okay, then the next topic is vertical distribution of air mass. It means if this is the earth and this is the atmosphere, how vertically air mass, that is of course air molecules, air mass are distributed. So it's like this, from ground till 6 kilometer, half of the air mass you will find. So if you will go till 6 kilometer, you will find half of the air mass is situated below, below 6 kilometer. Then if you will see below 10 kilometer, if you will see 10 kilometer, so this part you will find 3/4 of the mass will be here. Out of 4 part, 3 part will be there. And then below 35 kilometer, you will find 99% air mass will be there. So above 35 kilometer, you will find only 1% air mass. So either you are at 40, 45, only 1% air mass is there above that. 99% is below 35 kilometer. What does this mean? Let's say example, if there are 100 molecules, in that case, out of 100 till 6 kilometer, you will find 50 molecules. So out of 150 molecules are below 6 kilometer. So you can write it like this: below 6 kilometer, half of air mass; below 10 kilometer, 3/4 air mass; below 35 kilometer, it's 99% air mass is there. That's all for today, and in the next class we are going to cover composition of atmosphere. Trust me, that's a very interesting topic. In that we are going to study about layers of atmosphere and their properties. And apart from that, if you have any query, so please let me know in the comment section, and I hope you have understood all the things whatever we covered in today's class. And all the best, and be connected, and we are coming in just our next video, we'll come up with this composition of atmosphere. Thank you so much.